Hello everyone, my name is Thelma. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, and if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. So last week I made a video regarding applying to become an ALT in Japan, and I thought it important to share with you possible interview questions to expect if you eventually apply to become an ALT and get an invitation for an interview. So stay tuned. So before I list out the questions and the possible answers you should give, I want to say this now that please, this is not the question you'll be asked. I'm not saying these are the questions you'll be asked. I'm only giving you a guide, and these are the questions you should just expect. Just expect some of them. I'm not saying that all of them would be asked, it's different, but some of them were asked, so I thought to share. Number one question is, tell us about. I talked about my, obviously I said my name. I introduced myself, my name. Then I talked about my personality and why I love teaching. I didn't go on to say, oh, I worked in this and that and that. I don't know if that's necessary, but I wanted to, just tell them about who I am, my personality. So I will read out what I wrote just briefly. My name is Chidebere. I am a very positive person who has an enthusiastic outlook on life. I love teaching because I get a great sense of achievement from seeing my students develop and grow as individuals. I have a strong ability to plan, organize effectively. So I give them skills that match the job. You understand? The next one is, or the next question is, what are your experiences with public speaking? Basically, I told them that I had an experience in public speaking because I held leadership positions in the university, and also I was in a press club while I was in high school. The next question is, why this company? So sometimes they ask you, why did you apply to this company? What made you apply to this company? I'll give you what I wrote, but I won't call the name of the company. So I said this company not only helps ALTs grow their skill, but they also provide support through training, which also provides ALTs an opportunity to connect with people from various backgrounds. That was my reason. What are your strengths and your weakness? Obviously, your strengths, you should sell yourself. I talked about how I'm a good listener, how I can connect with students on a very personal level. And then for my weakness, I talked about how I can be overly friendly, but that I am aware that sometimes I need to have boundaries. Then the next question is, why do you want to be a teacher? Sometimes they ask, why do you want to be an ALT? Or why do you want to teach children? They're all the same question. They're all in the same category. I talked about how I had a teacher that inspired me so much. I loved her ability to guide students. I loved her sense of justice and fairness. And and I talked about how becoming a teacher for me is to inspire the kids, to influence them in a way that they become the pinnacle of the society. So the next question is, what do you think are the responsibilities of an ALT? If you watched my last video on how to apply to become an ALT, you will know this answer by now. It's basically to assist the Japanese teachers in the classroom. The next question usually now, or most of the time, they ask you questions regarding Japan. So they ask questions like, what is your impression of Japan? What do you like? What are you interested in? What are you attracted in? What attracted you first to Japan? Why did you apply to Japan? So I talked about how for me, my impression is that Japan is very welcoming. Japan is beautiful, safe, neat, and they have really amazing food. And the Japanese are very hardworking. They have a great work ethic, which I admire. That was my own answer. Then the next question is, what are your goals while you're in Japan? I told them that my goals is to impact through teaching English and to learn how to cook some of their cuisines, and also to learn Japanese, of course. And the next one is, what is your favorite part of Japanese culture? So it's almost similar to the first, like, why did you choose Japan? So I talked about my favorite part of Japanese culture would be respect. How is so integrated that they respect everybody is well respected. That was my answer. So then they go on to ask you sometimes, I'm not, as I said, I'm not saying these are the questions. Yes, the next question, how do you deal with problem students? So from my experience, I think it's best to just simply say that you would ask a Japanese teacher to help you control the students. Usually you're not going to be alone in the classroom, so you would most likely not even experience all that problem student. But when you're asked, just simply say that you would ask for help from the Japanese teachers of English, or you will, try to make your lesson more fun. And yeah, I think that should work. You can Google what you can do actually. So the next question they usually ask is, there may be some special needs students. How would you interact with them and include them in your lessons? So I said that it's just to include music in your lessons and make sure your instructions are easy to understand, and also play games that they can engage in. Then another question they usually ask is, what would you do when a student is sleeping in your class? Usually you're not meant to do, you're not going to do anything, but you can say that you ask the children to stand up and do some warm-ups, like dancing, singing to a music relating to the subject. The next question is, what you should not do in a school environment. Obviously, do not make fun of the students, gossip with your colleagues, dress inappropriately to school, or use foul languages. Another question that I know I was asked was, yes, what would you do during your free period, when you have a free period in school? So basically, you just talk about how you will join another class, because it's going to be an opportunity for you to learn on other teaching methods, or prepare lesson plans for the next lesson. Those are good answers. The next question I was asked is, so yes, would you prefer to be placed in an elementary or a junior high school? Just tell them that you're not picky about the level that you would want to teach, but wherever you're placed, it will be fine. Yeah. Another question is, yes, do you have any experience interacting with children? So sometimes you might not have any experience interacting with children, but I talked about how I volunteered in an NGO to teach children. It doesn't have to be English that you taught children. And if you are Nigerian, you can talk about how in NYSC you were posted to a school and you had to make lesson plans and teach children, obviously. Yeah, so I think these are the basic questions they ask, and so it depends on the company. Some companies will give you like a reading exercise to check if you can read, and some spelling exercises, but they're quite easy. But the most important thing, please just be Genki. That means be smiley, active. Just feel active, don't feel tensed. It's not, they just want to watch how you are, your smile. You should just smile, basically smile, just be very Genki for them. And if I would also advise that at your background, don't let your background be plain. You can just put in some ABC posters just to show them that you mean business, and obviously dress well. And also I would also advise that you, as I said in my last video, try and learn a little bit of Japanese, because it just shows that you've been looking forward to, teaching in Japan or learning the Japanese ways and all. So yeah. And okay, I've come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment. I'm really thankful. Bye.